Hello, everybody. What's going on in this safe boat? Hey, you two can bunk here for a while. She nods with her nose toward the hatch. You've each got a head to take care of your necessities. Try to knock before you enter someone else's, okay? Seriously, I know the drill. Mutoon turns to you. Stinks of fish, just like that place we scouted at on Leary Avenue back when we were kids. One with that Aslan family and their dog. You hated that dog. They were good people. Yeah, until the 162s decided they wanted the place. He wipes his nose with a gloved hand. They were good people. Sorry that had to happen to him. He stretches and his spine pops like a handful of firecrackers. I think I've been up for something like 36 hours straight. He drops his arms. This has been one shit stain of a day. Time to end it. Orc turns to you, raises an eyebrow. Anything you need before I leave you to it? It's just you and Isabel? Yeah. Gobbet's mouth screws up a bit. Now that Nightjar and Gutshot are gone, it's just us. The squeal of metal grinding on metal rips through the boat. Sounds like it's come from the level below. And the creepy Russian guy renting the engine room downstairs. Nothing to worry about. He mostly keeps to himself. She checks her PDA. He'll stop soon. He's usually quiet by now. Is there a place for my stuff? Yeah, check the locker over there. You can stash your stuff in it. No one will touch your things in there. It's a lot bigger than it looks. Cute. How'd you get your hands on this place? How do people like us get our hands on anything? We found it. You found it empty? He sweeps his eyes across the cabin. The doubt is plain on his face. Somebody abandoned a prime piece of real estate like this. She shrugs. Close enough. It was full of BTL junkies when we came across it. They were completely wigged out in some multiplayer cyber game. I'm not sure they ever chipped out of it. They were completely emaciated, stewing in piles of their own shit. Eyes had sunk back into their skulls. It was pretty gruesome stuff. They racked up a killer score, though. True. They had the moves. Should have hung them out an IV while they were playing, though. Turns out bleh, bleh, bleh. Turns out nutrition is important. So what happened? She shrugs. Nightjar ran him out. Not sure what happened to them after that. Anyway, it's ours now. Auntie Cheng says so. All but the engine room. You mean? Right. Everything but that. Auntie rented it out from under us. That must have pissed you off. She shrugs. Whatever, we weren't using it. As long as our downstairs neighbor keeps to himself, he can have a lower level, especially if it keeps Auntie Cheng happy. We're gonna grab some sack tab. Good, you look like you could use it. We'll go see Kindly Cheng in the morning. Figure out our next move. Okay, yeah, let's go. Okay, cool. We gotta... Whoa, oh, jeez. Calm down there, music. Yeah, this is prime real estate. Yeah, 2 thumbs up. The cot in your cabin is neatly made with crisp-looking sheets and an insulated plastic blanket. A fine layer of dust coats its surface. It's been a long time since anybody slept here. You climb into the cot and worm your way under the sheets. They've been starched stiff as boards, but you slept beneath worse. The lice and bed bugs that plagued your old prison cell are mercifully absent here, and the salt air is fresher than the rancid stink of the Redmond Barrens. The moment your head hits the pillow, exhaustion sets in. You can barely keep your eyes open. Sleep washes over you like a warm bath, and everything goes black. Blah. Oh, gee, oh, geez, what? Oh, hi. Who are you? What's going on? What? Oh, God. Please don't kill me in my sleep. Excuse me. The dream is suffocating. The shifting tunnel of glass and steel, the towering silhouette of dark majesty, the shadowy doorway, and the teeth. They snap at your heels as you claw your way back to consciousness. You open your eyes to Duncan looming over you. He shakes your shoulder roughly. Kira! Come on, Kira, wake up. We gotta go talk to Kindly. The others have already left. It was one rough night. He lets go of your shoulder, cocks a thumb at the hatch. We gotta go. I've been trying to wake you for a while now. You were thrashing around in your sleep. Thrashing. Glad you did. I was having... He reaches up and rubs the back of his neck. Yeah, I didn't sleep well either. You had a bad dream last night, too. You, what about? He shrugs. I never remember my dreams all that well. It was probably motion sickness, and I used to sleeping on a boat. I woke up a little while ago and hit the head, and I came back and woke you. You doing okay? I'll survive. His fingers hit a knot. He winces. But man, nothing's gone right since we stepped foot in this country. I'll tell you something, though. This is after a full night's sleep. I don't believe Ray's dead. What makes you say that? Think about it. The statement from the cops on the newscast could be fake. Ours was. The surveillance footage, we never saw Raymond get shot. The camera was hit by stray gunfire. His passion is intense but contained, focused. Raymond's alive, Kira. I know it. What do you want to do now? I don't know. Wait for the lead to turn up, I guess. He smiles. His teeth are white and straight and perfect. I'm just the muscle, remember? You're the brains of this outfit, just like when we were kids. God, I feel like I'm 12 years old again. Squatting on a stinking trawler. Partner's gone. Raymond's gone. Hell, I'm gone. I don't even have a name anymore. Now I can't even go to sleep and hide from it without having a nightmare. His jaw tightens and his teeth grind so loud you can hear it. What else is going to be taken from me? You still got that piercing you got in Tacoma? I had to drop that. Hygiene issues. He struggles to smile. He fails. What the hell did we fall into here, Kira? I mean, what's coming next? Whatever it is, we'll deal. He drops his hands to his hips and takes a couple of deep breaths. That's right. That's right. It's like Ray always said. Shut up, Duncan. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls, others build windmills. That sounds faintly prophetic. I don't think it. You will go with that anyway. He chuckles. Finally, Raymond never said that. That was our housekeeper, Miss Maloney. She had it tattooed on her back, right? How'd you see it? Don't mess with me, woman. You know I've got anger management issues. He checks his watch. Gabbett and Isabel left a while ago. We should get going too. See what that triad lady has to say. Let's go to the mahjong parlor today. Oh, okay. This is a bit. I mean, still run down, but it's a bit fancy. What is that? Hey. That seems like there was only 3 rooms. Okay. All right. You know, sure, fair enough. Let's head down here. Talk to our old boss, and see what she got in store for us now. Oh, hi there. Am I interrupting? Kindly's place reeks of stale cigar smoke and fresh urine. Blah. The clicking of mahjong tiles is strangely absent. In its place is a low murmur of laughter and an air of eager anticipation. All eyes are focused on the groaning figure kneeling bloody and bound at the feet of Kindly Cheng. She beckons to him with her finger, and he struggles towards her. The loud rustling of the plastic tarp crackling under his knees as he moves. His pants are wet with fear. An acetylene torch lies on the table at Cheng's right hand. Kindly Cheng ignores the scene. She behaves as if all is right in the world. How did you sleep, my little ones? Not too well, Auntie Cheng. You register a brief hesitation before she responds. You poor darling. Perhaps it's the food here. I understand it can be a bit too spicy for outsiders. Still, a bad dream is a better way to spend the night than getting a bullet in your ear while you sleep. She flicks the mahjong tile at the kneeling man's head. Wouldn't you agree, shitbird? She indicates the kneeling man with an incline of her nose. Shitbird here is a plainclothes clop. I'm bad at reading, guys. Plainclothes cop. He snuck into the area last night while you were sleeping, hoping to find you and kill you before his competition got to you first. My men found him outside the trawler you were sleeping on. They saw to it that your rest was undisturbed and that your location remained a mystery. She nods her head back towards the pillar of meat standing behind her. You can thank Mr. Bao for that. Where's... I don't see... Oh, is that... Oh, him right there. Okay. He's standing beside me, so... Thank you for guaranteeing our safety. Bao inclines his head 1/4 of an inch. She addresses the bloody man on his knees. Now, shitbird, tell my friends here what you told me. I don't know anything, I swear. We just got the orders in last night. He pushes his head toward you and moves from the floor, struggling to keep his balance. Somebody high up wants these two dead. Whole department's in on it. I don't know anything else. Someone from high up. The old woman lifts her foot, taps his chin with the toe of her shoe. How high? The cop looks up at her, looks around at the room filled with triad soldiers. One of them opens his coat and shows the cop something inside. He closes it slowly and winks. The cop drops his head to his chest. All the way up. Someone on the council. Someone on the executive council wants these two dead. Fuck your ancestors to the 18th generation. Give me the truth. The cop wears the spittle. He never lifts his head. It's the truth, madam. I swear it. Whoever was labeled them as terrorists were to terminate with extreme prejudice. Kindly Cheng shuffles closer to the kneeling cop, reaches down and strokes his head with her hand. Then she slowly digs her fingers into his scalp. His scalp. She pulls back hard until his chin points high. The triad boss leans in close and searches his eyes with her own. That's all he's got. She lets go of his head and smooths his buzzed cut hair with her hand. For whatever reason, last night someone on the Executive Council of the Free Enterprise Zone ordered the Hong Kong police force to kill two nobodies from Seattle. I find that fascinating, don't you? Yeah, but why the need to label us international terrorists? She strokes the policeman's cheek with the back of her hand. Her rusty voice becomes sweet as she explains the ways of the world. Propriety, my darling. When the government has someone gunned down, they prefer to make it appear justified. The people feel safer when the murders feel like part of civilization. My, but you have definitely fallen into the deep end of the pool. Seattle isn't like Hong Kong. There the megacorps control the government. Here the corps are the government. The exec council is chosen by the corporate board of governors. They're basically the legislative and executive branches of the Hong Kong government in one tiny package. 8 people call all the shots. Neat and efficient. Kindly Cheng steps back from the cop and lights one of her thin black cigars. For the wage slaves and the civilian sheep, the corporations are a pantheon of gods who wield absolute power. She looks around the room. But not for us. The triad woman takes a long pull from her cigar and taps her ash on the kneeling cop's head. Who else knows about my guest's visit to Hoi, shitbird? No one, madam. I hadn't called it in yet. I wanted the kill for myself. No one knows they're here, I swear it. She turns to enforcer. Mr. Bao. Bao fiddles with the PDA in his meaty hands. He's telling the truth. No outgoing calls on his PDA. Very good. Thank you, Bao. She nods at the cop. Thank you for your honesty. In one smooth motion, Strangler Bao produces a silenced pistol, fires it was suppressed. Suppressed. Fires at once into the policeman's head and replaces it in his jacket. His face never changes expression. Well, I was wondering what we were going to do with him. Cheng takes a drag on his cigar, indicates the body. He knew, my darling. He knew. She balances her cigar on the shot glass, picks up some mahjong tiles, and begins playing with them absently. It is clear our friend Raymond Black was up to something involving the walled city. Something having to do with prosperity. And this executive council member wanted Raymond dead for it. She stacks her tiles one by one. Click, clack, click, clack. Now they want you dead for it, too. Click. This plastic-faced man may show up on your door one day, too. She knocks the pile over and it clatters to the table loudly. I have a proposal for you, my sweets. A smile lights up her dead black eyes. Work for me. With Nightjar and Gutshot dead, I find myself with 2 job openings. Fill them. I have need of deniable assets here. Players unaffiliated with the Triads who can take care of some of the more unsavory business needs about town. You've proven yourselves resourceful, and you have no existing connections here. That can be a positive in this line of work. You want us to become Shadowrunners? Wu grunts. His jaw tightens, but he stays quiet. In exchange, I will keep you safe from pests like this one. She nods at the body on the floor. The pool of blood on the plastic wrap continues to widen. You'll have safe harbor here in my town and a steady source of income. She picks up a handful of tiles again. And while you dip your toe into the waters of corporate espionage, organized crime, and clandestine mercenary actions, I will employ my network to find the plastic-faced man and gather information about Raymond Black, where he's been, who he's talked to, who stood to gain from his death, what this prosperity could be. What's in it for you? Besides the money and the benefits of helping others in my community, I need to learn who killed one of my clients and then ordered the cops to execute my team of Shadowrunners. Her voice drops and she becomes deadly serious. This is a brazen disregard of my power. Face dictates it must be confronted, or I stand to lose everything. How would the arrangement work? I find the right jobs for people with your talents. You do what our clients cannot do for themselves. I take a finder's fee and a small percentage of your earnings. You make a lot of nuyen very quickly. It's all very civilized. She leans in. Work with me. Allow me to help you make money. Let my network work for you and help you find out what you've gotten yourselves into. Without my help, you won't last a day out there. You are completely out of your depth, I'm afraid. You need a partner. Kindly Cheng will be your partner. Wu's hands go to his hips. He drops his head and shakes it a little confused. I gotta wrap my brain around this, Kira. Things are moving fast. There's a lot to process. Come on, Wu. You had to see this coming, Duncan. I know. I get it. I just gotta reconcile this whole... He grips the back of his neck, squeezes hard, rips his hand away. Ah, fuck it. I'm not a cop anymore. That guy's dead. He nods. Decision's made. I'm in. What about you? I think Ray's alive still, too. Let's run the shadows and figure out what happened to him. So glamorous. Get the hell out of Hong Kong. Yeah. I didn't have anything back home anyway. We cleared out Seattle before, you know. That was a whole thing. He looks at you and lets out a chuckle. You might want to ask yourself why someday. Okay, I'm in. This is a temporary situation for me. Raymond's alive, I'm sure of it. So I'll run the shadows as long as Auntie Cheng keeps up her end of the bargain and helps us figure out what really happened to him. Then I'm gonna find my father. Then it's done. Hyoi is now open to you. She gestures to her lieutenant, who raises a finger to her ear and whispers into her sleeve. First order of business. Kira here has already chosen a street name. She turns her attention to Wu. But Duncan Wu doesn't exist anymore. You'll need one, too. Wu sighs. Yeah, okay. I'll think of something. Gobbet rubs her cheek against her rats, a glint in her eye. I think we've already got you covered, Gun Show. She turns to Isabel. Fits, doesn't it? Indeed. I knew that was gonna stick. It has stuck. Gobbet, Isabel, we'll handle this the same way we did with all your previous work. All the jobs I line up for you will be sent to your computer on the squat boat. Squat boat. She's pointing at you. Mike can be... Why me? It's a simple process of elimination. She points to the little decker. Isabel isn't the leader type. You got that right. She moves her finger to the orc girl. As for Gobbet, let's just say Gobbet doesn't have a head for business. Not my thing. Then she rests her finger on Wu. And then there's Gun Show. She wiggles it. Jury's still out on Mr. Gunshow. Meaning? Her response is direct, straightforward. Meaning there's a lot going on within that head of yours right now, and I'm not sure I can trust you. So I'm in charge because I'm the best of the worst? Oh, my sweet, don't put it that way. She opens her arms. You're the most equipped for the role. She's making sense. You're the right person for this. Oh god, I love it. I should have chosen a different... I was not expecting that because in Returns and Dragonfall, you like start the game just using your street name. So this is just it's very hilarious to see the same, like the first name and the street name be the exact same thing. I don't know if they were planning for that. Oh boy. That's hilarious. All right. Guess I'm running the show. Wu shakes his head, our eyebrows raised. Gonna be weird calling you. That's... My decision to not choose a comical name ended up being comical. How? Gobbet looks from Isabel to Wu to you. I guess this is our new crew. Rat on her shoulder scurries to the top of her head for a better view. Welcome to the shadows, Kira. Spirits will never break away in the first 2 rounds after summoning them. I mean, there isn't usually a large chance of that happening anyway. Does 99 damage to any... Wow. What? That's absurd. Or steal control of spirits that have been summoned by enemy. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Well, and. Oh, God, guys. I'm available for proofreading. I'm totally available for proofreading. Gosh, please. Guys, please. Yeah, we'll get, ranged combat. Mini launcher. Grenade launcher can now fire remote mines, which can be triggered to detonate at will. Or Tar Blaster 1.0, an upgraded version of Blaster that also sticks enemies in place. Oh, well, we're not going to be... Mini launcher. And, you... gains an assault rifle ability that fires a single shot of incendiary ammo. Does an additional 2 ammo and pierces up to 2 armor. Oh. Or does 2 AP damage and imbalances targets, making them easier to hit. Let's go with firepower. Shock baton. Oh. Alright. Confirm. Yeah, we'll, okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Business to attend. Okay. So, I guess we're just, like, exploring the, as you lead your team through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Oh, yeah, we already did that. Okay. Activate the mission computer. I guess we just have a mission now. Can we, Reliable Matthew. Is that, like, maximum law? Oh, no. Smooth jazz drifts from cheap speakers on this barge. A wide array of worn-down drones litter the battered deck. Most are utility and domestic types, but a few, cordoned off from the others, are low-end security models. The salesman smiles indulgently at you, a tall, lanky human of clear Cantonese ancestry. He's wearing a cheap suit, limply clutching a smelly cigarillo. Cigarillo. He adjusts his tie with exaggerated nonchalance, languid, ostentatious, like an American casino promoter. Hey there, beautiful. Welcome to our little floating heaven. You've got a discerning look to you. What brings you to Reliable Matthew's Robot Bazaar? He taps Ash over a bulky cleaning drone beside him. Not waiting for an answer, he continues. Perhaps you're looking for a hexacopter as a guide to Hong Kong, or a little handheld tarantular beauty to brew your tea. You're Reliable Matthew? That's right. Reliable Matthew Shun at your service. He extends his hand to shake. The odors of peach-scented moisturizer and stale tobacco smoke wash over you. How about it? Stare intensely. Pleasure to meet you, Reliable Matthew. Always, always. Welcome to our little patch of peace on the river. I think you'll really love Hyoi. It's just a fantastic place. Well, now that we're acquainted, maybe I can brighten up your day a bit. What's on your robot list, friend? I'm interested in your combat models. Reliable Matthew looks over his shoulder at the security drones, some heavily cannibalized in the corner of the yard. He turns back to you with a nervous smile. Funny you should ask. I've just gotten a Doberman that I'm selling at an incredible bargain price. Shall we take a look? Did they fall off the back of a truck? Are you implying that they're stolen? If so, you're mistaken. He smiles indulgently as if you just said something in an alien language. This merchandise is provided only by trusted suppliers who certify the authenticity and workability of their goods. I don't furnish manufacturers' certificates, but all the providers are really top-shelf guys, really beautiful people. Otherwise, I wouldn't carry their drones. Where did these trusted suppliers get them? Where do Fan's prawns and soy chips come from? Or Lucy's lovely textiles? Or the electricity for the lights? Reliable Matthew sweeps his arms expansively at the heavens, trailing a stream of blue cigarella smoke. I don't know. Where do we get this glorious bluebird sky? Matthew takes a big breath, staring rapturously at the gray clouds. He looks back down at you. His expression goes flat. He shrugs limply and speaks in monotone for a moment. They're smugglers and fences. I don't know where they get the drones. Can I be a supplier? Well, it's a very exclusive process. You need to be a member of the community in good standing, have good references, and pass a background check. He smiles widely. His eyes seem to twitch over you. Or if all you have is the drone, I can work with you. Do these suppliers certify the untraceability of their goods? Absolutely! He proudly taps the As Technology logo emblazoned on a housework model beside him. The majority of them are genuine knockoffs. Any IDs are stripped, but most were never registered in the first place. I think I understand. Fantastic. I'd like to make sure all customers are thoroughly informed and feel completely comfortable with their purchases. Goodbye. We don't have drones. Drones did not end up being used very often. As you approach the small landing, you see three men, two elders and a younger man, hunched over a go-board. The juxtaposition of the two white-haired, white-bearded men and the black-haired man is almost comical. Together, the three resemble the small black and white stones of their game. Despite the variety of ambient distractions, the three men remain acutely focused on the game. One of the elders, a round-faced man with a beatific smile, carefully picks up a black stone and places it on the board. His opponent snorts, and a small smile flashes across his long face. Almost carelessly, he snatches a white stone and deposits it on the board. The smiling man groans, and the long-faced one proceeds to collect several black pieces off the board. Ah, you got me there, Jin. He laughs, a pleasant full sound. As it trails off, he spots you watching the game. A broad smile brightens his cheeks. Why, hello there, young woman. Something you need. Long-faced man gives you a cursory look and continues to collect black stones. Just a gawker, Shu. It's your turn. Name's... Don't mind me, I was just watching the game. Jin waves you off. Yeah, sure. Goodbye. Do I wanna... Can't you see we're busy? You never mind him. Is there something else you need? I've been hearing about strange dreams here in Hyoi. Have you had any nightmares recently? The three men exchange looks. Shu turns to you. What a coincidence. Wasn't but an hour ago that we were all discussing that very thing. We have been having bad dreams. Every one of us. Interesting. You mind sharing? Jin shakes his head and crosses his arms. What make you think we'd be comfortable sharing our dreams with a complete stranger? Seems like a good way to get ourselves in trouble. Especially what with you kids. Especially with what you kids can do with that matrix y'all love so much. He turns his head, pretends to spit. Pah! Shu waves his hand dismissively at Jin. Don't mind him, he's always been a poor sport. But he raises a good point. Some of our dreams contain information best left private, just as yours do, I'm sure. Having just met, how can we be sure you'll respect our personal information? Huh, I'll tell you. The younger man's voice cuts through the din like a razor, and the elders fall silent. He turns to you and he locks his eyes, dark orbs that burn with piercing scrutiny onto yours. He nods and returns his gaze to the go board. I believe you're trustworthy. Please, Kira, make yourself comfortable. I'll share my dream with you. I appreciate it. Go ahead. He exhales slowly, then begins speaking. I dreamed of a long, dingy hall. When faced with such a thing, one generally walks its length. So I lifted my right foot and placed it in front of me. But upon taking that first step, I found myself instead drawn down an alleyway to my left. It wasn't there before, this alley. It appeared only as I began to walk. As I moved down the alley, I found myself surrounded by friends and loved ones. They all stood there, silently watching me with smiles on their faces. As I passed each one of them, they fell to the ground in my wake, dropping like puppets with severed strings. Somehow, I knew that if I followed this road to the end, I could have everything I'd ever dreamed of, but I woke before I could reach it. He folds his hands in his lap. There's a moment of silence before Shu speaks up, the rosiness in his cheeks having drained away. I, too, saw the long hall. My own experience was different, however. The hall was far off in the distance, and I was looking down on it from a strange angle, as though I were perched on a wall high above. He pauses and looks at you. You know, young woman, Kira, you look very much like the person I saw walking that hall. She moved steadily down the path, walking at an even pace, and just behind her, a great and terrible shadow followed. Of course, I didn't have the best view up there on that wall, or wherever I was. It could have been anyone. Perhaps this old mind of mine is seeing your face now and misremembering the dream. Ha! Alright, Jin, go ahead. Jin broods in his corner, arms crossed and jaws set. I've changed my mind. I don't want to share my dream. Nonsense. Master Lao and I have both told her our dreams. Now it's your turn. Jin sticks out his lower lip. No. It's fine. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. He holds his palm up toward you and looks at Shu. See? Straight from the horse's mouth. I don't have to. Jin. Lao's voice is firm but soft. This is important. Jin's mouth opens and closes like a gasping fish, but as he looks at Lao, his body relaxes and a sadness seems to take hold of his features. All right. But you don't go repeating any of this, you hear me? He takes in a deep breath and slowly releases it, folds his hands in his lap. My dream began as a nightmare. I dreamed of failures and mistakes that I've made throughout my life, the people I've let down, the competitors I've crushed, the wife who died in hospice without me. I dreamed of the family that I abandoned. A change comes over him. His eyes brighten and he continues energetically. But then I dreamed of the walled city. I stood before it, and its door opened to me. And when I passed inside, all of my guilt fell away. It was as though the city had absolved me, had washed away my guilt, and I remember feeling happy. As his remembrance ends, so does his lightened mood. His face shrinks into a pout, and he stares grumpily at the ground. There, I did it. You happy? Lao nods slowly. Thank you, Jin. You have my thanks too. Yeah, no, can we change the subject? My ulcer's acting up. I'm guessing you've been around these parts longer than I have. Is this sort of thing normal? If it were normal, we wouldn't be huddled around discussing them in whispers now, would we? Enough of that, Jin. Kira here asking in earnest for our advice. She deserves a proper response. Shu gives you a gentle smile. Please forgive our friend. Bitter years have left him suspicious of others. The answer to your question is no. Upsetting dreams have never been uncommon in Hyoi, but these recent visitations have been different. They have been darker, more vivid, stronger than normal dreams. Last night I felt consumed by the sense that something was coming. While my friends here felt a sense of relief and excitement as their dreams ended, I felt as though I was sitting on the precipice of some vast and terrible chasm, with the void yawning beneath my feet. Suddenly his cheeks flush. He blinks twice, then looks away. But perhaps these are just the ramblings of an old man. Please forgive me. He scratches his nose, embarrassed. You speak wisely, Shiu. It's foolish to embrace a thing that you do not understand. What Jin and I saw in our dreams was alluring, but so is the light to a moth. Your instincts are still strong and sharp, my old friend. It's wise of you to trust them. Shiu bows deeply, his eyes to the ground. Thank you. I can only hope these dreams do lead to something beautiful. There's already enough deception in this world. Jin groans loudly. Can we get back to the game now? I don't want to keep you. Of course. Stop by again sometime soon, kiddo. Your company has been refreshing. Good luck with your game. Appreciated, young woman. We'll be seeing you. Okay, we're going to call it for now. This has been a little bit extra here because of all the talky, chatty. But we're gonna continue exploring this little harbor next time, and be really excited by what we find, because yeah, I'm digging this so far, and I hope y'all are too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.